go ahead and take the CB750 engine off of the stand and put it on a little roll around cart till we need it, and then put the CB450 engine onto this stand. So let's get at it. I'm going to use this to do all the heavy lifting. Okay, now we can take this sucker outside, pressure wash it, rotate it upside down, clean it all off really, really good to get ready to start taking it apart. Okay, we're going to start spraying it down with a little Gunk engine degreaser. Okay, we got it all cleaned up. Then we're going to start taking off some pieces and parts on the crank bolt on this side and see if I can get it to turn. I like using an extension with got in here. Doesn't look too bad. We've got a lot of grime in here. It looks like this thing may have been underwater. All right, when you look here, this is pretty rusty in here, but it's not bad all over. Maybe it wasn't underwater. This is just some sludge here. We'll clean all this stuff out. And we had filled this case with acetone and stuff. So we'll get this gasket off. We go ahead and pull this clutch basket off. Look like. A little clip right in there, just have to get it off. I can take the whole basket off, which is all I want to do next. Let's get this oil filter cover off. I had to, ooh, yummy. I had to, let me show you what's in here first and I'll tell you what I had to do. Look at this. It's so good. Full of stuff. So we'll have to clean that guy out. I'm gonna get the vacuum cleaner, see if I can suck it out. First, you see in here the thread, I couldn't even thread it in. It was so bad. Finally. There you go. Finally, I'm gonna get this guy out. It's just so covered in junk that it's hard to get these things out. Probably would help if I turned it on its end. Gravity makes a difference. Oh, finally got it. So we've got this washer, this locking tab, this washer underneath, all that goes in there. So now we're able to get that off. Ugh. Now we can get this guy off. Let's take a closer look. The good thing is that this side of the engine doesn't look super crunchy, and the inside of the engine doesn't either when you just look it in there. So we may be okay, but I wanted to see if I could get this sucker to turn a little bit. I think I am. Turn it. I think I'm getting this sucker to move. Yes! Yeah. Oh yeah, it's moving all the way around. Oh, awesome. Oh, that's turning good. We just must have had a ridge. Oh, that's awesome. Awesome that this thing turns. And I don't think I damaged the gear. That's awesome. I mean, it's still tight, but at least it turns. It won't turn by hand, but it's moving, which is a big thing. So at least when we take it apart, it'll be less of a battle, less hammers involved. Okay guys, let's go ahead and scope the cylinder, see what it looks like now that we've got it moving. So let's get the scope out. The light on. Let's look in here. Oh, looks like we're at the top of the top right there. Let's leave that sucker right there. And let's crank it around. Wrench. See what it looks like. Okay. That should be good. Let's look in there now. Cylinder walls aren't awful. Look at that. You remember what this, well, I'll put a clip in here so you can remember what it looked like before. Okay, let's go in here. See what we see coming in. Oh, it looks rough. It's rough. Okay, let's find our way back in here. Again, intake valve open. Look, it's at the top. That other one was at the bottom, so it's hard to see around. That's the cylinder walls there. The wall right in here, I think. Because right here is the edge of the piston, I think, is what I'm looking at. Getting past this valve. I think that this edge right here is the edge of the piston. But this looks pretty good. I mean, it still has to come apart. It looks like there may be some like staining right there. Let me hit this guy up all the way. There we go. Oh, there we go. Now we can see. Yeah. It's not awful. Let's check out the other side. Okay, so now I have the piston all the way down. It looks pretty good. Let's see if we can look down in here, see if we got anything on the bottom of the... We can get into the oil pan, maybe the bottom. Try to see if we could see the crank. Can't get by. I mean, it looks pretty clean in there. It still has some sludge and some... Is that something hanging out down there? Or is it just... That is a... Looks like a broken piece of something, which I think it's the broken piece of this. Let me show you. Okay, so I found these two pieces right in here on this, the exhaust side. They were sit down in there. Not sure what they are. If somebody knows what they are, go ahead and let me know. I was going to dig through a parts diagram and see what the rest of it is. But if it makes a circle, we're missing a couple of pieces. So when I said this guy, let me see where it is. That guy may or may not be. Let me see if I can get that thing to move. Let's see if I can touch it. Oh. Did it move? See if I can get back in there. Yeah, it did move. So that looks like another piece of it, maybe. Let's see if I can move it again. Yeah, that looks like that could be another piece of that. Not sure. That's what this is. It looks like it could be. Oh, looks like it could be that, which we should be missing a. And it looks to be plastic or rubber. So I need to figure out what that is. Because we may need the rest of it. Okay, let's see if we can remove this cam chain. And according to my handy dandy manual here, it says to disconnect the cam chain at the joint by using a cam chain cutter right there. And to identify where you do it, the side plate of the cam chain joint is lighter in color than the rest of the chain. So I'm going to go around here, see if I can find the one that is lighter in color. And if you guys see it, go ahead and shout it out, because I'm looking for it. We got a lot of light on it. I'm going to mark this right here, just so when it makes it around, we know we've been all the way around. I'm going to mark it on this side too. We may have to look on both sides, but I'm not sure if my paint is going to stick. It's got oil and all that stuff on it. But let's see if we can rotate it around and see if we find the lighter one. I'm having to look over. I don't have the best angle. So if you see it, just go ahead and shout it out. I'm going to rotate it around. Before I cleaned it off, I thought I saw some different pins that were shaped a little different on here, and so I'm kind of, if it says it's, so I'm kind of looking for those. And then if it says if it's lighter, a lighter color, it should be a significantly lighter color. I did clean it off just so I could try to find it. It's a pretty long chain, so. I guess if the engine was seized, you'd just cut it off in wherever. I mean, I haven't seen one lighter, significantly lighter. But I am at a funky angle trying to crank this over, and look. Okay, that was me all the way around. I didn't see it. Did you guys? I didn't see anything significantly lighter. Okay, guys, these have to be it right here. See these two right here? They've got these dots in the center right here. And everything else is machined the same way. Those are different. Let me mark that and go all the way around, give it another look, and see if that makes a difference. I leaned it over like this, made it easier for me to turn it and look at the cam chain. So let me make a lap on this and see if that's it. Okay, so here it is. Let me make sure I get you on. So there it is right there. You can see the little indentations on it, which is it. And then this side, let me come around on this side. And then this side, you can, I don't even have it marked, but you can see which one is different. Right, this one right here, clearly different. Okay guys, we got the master link here, and I just went ahead and ground it off. When I pried it off with the screwdriver, it's somewhere in the garage. And now all we have to do is pry this master link off. We'll just get a new master link. The chain is still good, and I've got it trapped here so we don't lose it, and I've got it trapped here so we don't lose, come on, so we don't lose it. I just got to get it off. That's going to be the pain. Let me get a pick. Okay, I got it out. Just a little brute force. I was able to get it out. Now it's unscrewing these 8 bolts, these 8 nuts up here. And according to the service manual, it recommends removing them in the order that they go in. So loosen them. I just have to break the seal on those. And I went ahead to do that to make it easier. I went ahead and numbered them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 to make it a little easier. So let me get a wrench and let's take it off. Okay, here we go. Number 1, number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, one more, and number 8. They already broke free. And before I pull the cylinder off, well, not the cylinder, the head off, I'm going to reposition this wire, this safety wire that I had, just to make sure that I didn't lose the cam chain. I'm going to bring it all the way down to the bottom, to the very end, just so it gives me a little bit more reach, because I'm going to have to feed this down through it so I can come back through and catch it. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. And I dropped it.
What you talking about? What you talking about? What you talking about?
I did. As soon as I untied it, it just slipped away. So we'll have to get that out. Okay, let's get this sucker off. It'd be nice if we didn't have to dish out the other end of the 2-mile-long cam chain, but we got it. We're off. Let's look at the back side, see what it looks like. And we'll have to clean this up. See, but the cylinders don't look too bad. That valve may not be sealed all the way. We'll check it. We'll have to redo the top end. So let's put it down right here. Got it. Whew. Oh, that was something. We're gonna need that. Oh, that was the starter gear. Just gonna put that back on. So we don't have to look for it. We're gonna end up having to split the cases, I think, because I think we had a non-shifting problem. It could have been tied to everything else all the other problems we were having, but I don't think so. Not too bad. I mean, considered what these things went through. Okay, let's look through these pistons. The rings are stuck. This one's broken. This one's gonna need new rings. Probably these pistons don't look bad, but it's trying to get unsticking those rings, which may be the difficult thing to do. Piston rings, wrist pins. I think the crank I think it's going to need to be rebuilt. If you want to know the truth, maybe not, but this is the reason why I think, and it may clean up. I'll share with you the reason why I think it may need to be either smack it. Right now there's nothing on it and it's hard to turn. It's fighting me. It's fighting me. And it could just be the gunk in there, that there's still gunk in there. Maybe we can clean it out, but I don't think so. I think it may need a little bit more than what we have. Maybe it's just got crap in it that maybe we can free up. It is turning a little easier now. We pull those pistons off and then we can see if we can get it to spin over with some lube. Yeah. It's not as free as it should be. It's a little too tight. So maybe we'll have to look at it and see how rusty it is. See if it's rusty in there. It doesn't, when you're looking in here, it doesn't look awful. You know, compared to, see, it doesn't look bad. I don't see a lot of, but there is just a lot of stuff. There's a lot of, it feels almost like sand or something, but I don't believe it was underwater, but it could have been. That could be what it is. So again, these cylinders, totally usable. I mean, you hone them and I think they'll be fine. You clean them up really good. I think they'll be good. Let's look at this guy. Just gonna need, I think, just some valve work. They don't look awful. See, this one's got, looks like it has something maybe stuck in there, maybe not stuck in there. We'll have to check and see. They need the valve, whole top end needs to come apart and then be put back together. Maybe these valves are salvageable, or maybe we need to put new ones in after we clean it up. We'll have to pull them apart and look at it, pull this whole top end apart and look at it. But as far as where we are right now, with the engine broken down to this point, it's cleaning up what we have, which will be the next step. Cleaning up what we have and then figuring out how far we want to go. Because right now, I think the next step is splitting the cases, taking it completely down, and then seeing what's there. The main reason why is we don't get shifter action from right here. Nothing happens. I can see this guy will move. This guy will move. This guy does not. So we're stuck right here. So we may have to figure out why that is. And the one way to find out, take off all those bolts, take the sucker apart. It could be next. So guys, I think the next step is ordering up some parts, pistons, rings, wrist pins. Actually, before I even get to that point, the next step will be to tear this guy down, see if we need to order valves, and that sort of stuff. Go from there, rebuild the whole rebuild the head and the valve train, and then take care of our cylinders. And then it's splitting this to see why this isn't working. Plus we get to check the crank. So guys, there you have it. We took our Honda CB450 KO engine. That's our engine number right there. We went ahead and took it apart. Guys, I've never taken one of these engines apart, but as long as I have one of these, makes life easy, right? And a couple of wrenches and you can take it apart. So now on to the next step, starting to what I'll do before we even go any further about taking it apart. I'm going to kind of do worst case scenario if we had to order all the pieces and parts, let Tommy know what it's going to be, and then see what next steps are. But at least now it moves. It's free, it does something, so we can see it can be rebuilt. They put the $6 million man back together, so we can do this. So guys, I want to thank you for watching yet another episode of Motorcycle Rewind. And do me a favor, like, tag, share, and follow us on Instagram at Motorcycle Rewind, and go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Thanks again, guys, and have a great day. In case you guys are wondering which one am I a Ziploc bag or am I throw everything in a bucket? I'm kind of a combination of the two, because I use this guy, because I use something like this to keep everything organized, and in the drawer, Ziploc bags and everything, so I don't have to worry about it. This is just to make sure nothing gets lost. This is just CB450. Nothing else is going to go on this. There may be an occasional towel or a paper towel or something like that gets put on it, but that's it. But the other thing that I do before reassembly starts is I've got a 6-foot table upstairs. I'll bring it down. I'll lay out all the pieces and parts, organize them in the order that they go. Make sure I have inventory everything. Make sure I have everything. And then go through and then start assembly from there. So there's some organization that happens before we start putting things together, but that tends to make my life a little easier. So that's what I do to kind of make my life a little easier. Let me know down below. What do you do?